Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome as you are watching this recording or slowly finding your way here from your morning browsing, finding your way to perhaps Facebook or YouTube or Twitch even. Hello, friends of Twitch. This is Love Ambassador Morning. This is an opportunity to share some gratitude and come together. I am John Halcyon Stin. I was just seeing what my shades looked like on camera. These are progressive, so they've got my reading glasses at the bottom and distance in the front, party in the back. I just ordered some new glasses last night, and I'm grateful for a time when we have access to inexpensive, fun glasses. So I can consider glasses to being a part of my accessories, things that I wear because I want to, not because of the functionality of them. Although I got another pair of white progressives clear with a little bit bigger frame to see if I can I think with my hair getting so big that like big glasses might look cool, so I did that. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to play with appearance. Oh yeah, we share things we're grateful for. We also try to remind ourselves that we're not alone, that we are surrounded by millions if not billions of like-minded, open-hearted people that would rather hug you than hurt you. It's been the fundamental underlying theme of Hug Nation. It says so across my pink motorhome that's parked outside. The world would rather hug you than hurt you. And too often we get a message from our media saying the world's out to get you. Don't trust them assholes. And we live in a world that has people that are trying to take advantage of you. And millions and billions that are not. And so if you live your life protecting yourself from assholes, you are going to push away the best thing about being alive, which is other human beings. Okay, maybe that's not the best part about being alive, but it is up there. I mean, being alive by yourself on this planet would be pretty sweet, but it would also be kind of horrific. I mean, people that are stuck on a desert island, they generally want to be rescued. So, but I digress, which is kind of what this place is for, to be present, to be connected, to remind ourselves who we want to be today as we go out into the world, and to say hello so we can know that you're here and we can share this energetic space. It's a space beyond the physical. So it doesn't matter where your feet are, it matters where your heart is. And when we're here, we're all sharing space. Good morning, Juan. Happy Saturday. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I generally start with a song and I make it up when I go. And sometimes the song goes real fast and sometimes real slow. But the main ingredient is gratitude. That's what we share from our hearts. And sometimes we catch the broadcast from the beginning. And that's when the good stuff starts. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Look, I say I make it up every morning. I don't say it's a masterpiece every morning. Way to go for it. I think that's going to be my next sticker. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Lisa's advice, or not her comforting to me when I flubbed an improv song quite publicly, and quite poorly executed. As I sat down with flushed face, she said, looked me at, she grabbed my arm and went, way to go for it. Yes. Good morning, El Azul. Juan says the best part of being alive is not other human beings, it's making other human beings. Ooh, that is food for thought. I think, I just realized that as I'm speaking to you, I have a photograph on the screen that I should explain, because I am so glowing in Valentine's Day giggly googlies. If you're watching this recording, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I've been kind of shy about it. I haven't really said, been pretty private, but I'm madly in love. And I've been shouting it from the rooftops whenever I can. And unfortunately, Lisa and I are both on the tail end of illness, so we weren't feeling our best. So, and in fact, we decided in advance that we were going to celebrate Valentine's Day on Sunday. We're going to go to Mr. A's and have a fancy brunch. But we still want to do something, but, as we're kind of sniffling, but we ended up having, like, the best day ever. Like, several times I was like, I feel like I'm on MDMA. Like, so we took a bath together. We've got, our new home has a bath that can fit two, and we just sat and had like a beautiful heart to heart. And our bath, it's got a big window next to it that overlooks the canyon that we're on. So it was like nature, and the sun was slowly starting to set, and just really having these heartfelt conversations that's what I felt like we were rolling. It was so connecting and heart opening. And then, I can't tell you everything we did. We gave massages to each other, and we made art together. So that picture is us. We decided we both wanted to draw a heart, like a anatomically correct heart. So we brought art supplies, and we had a fire in the fireplace, and as the sun was setting. And then I ended up painting mine in watercolor, and I'm pretty proud of it. So I want to show you, this is my painting from last night that I made. Look at that. I'm real proud of it. I'm going to submit this to medical textbooks. Although maybe not, because most of the pictures I had, they cut off right here, and so I kind of improvised where it went. I'm assuming that the arteries and things just keep going, so I just painted it in. So that was my painting from heart. So we made heart art on Vday. Then we went outside on our day bed as the sun was setting and had deep talks. And and then we did this thing where I wonder if Lisa would let me read it. One sec. Lisa? Lisa? All right. Not going to do it without her consent. Okay. So we wrote like a love letter to each other. Like, she would write a couple lines and then pass it to me, and then I would write a couple lines and then pass it to her, and she would write a couple lines, and then I wrote, and it was so beautiful. Like, it was really powerful and deep, and involved commitments to one another and celebrations of one another. Yeah, so it was a really beautiful exercise. And then, while I finished painting my painting, Lisa made us pancakes for dinner. And then, was it last night that we watched? Maybe it was the night before. We watched the season finale of Shrinking, which is like my favorite recent show. And then we watched an episode of Loot, which was a really romantic one, which happened just timing to be a nice romantic sitcom thing that we watched. So it was such a good day, such a romantic and connecting day. And really, it makes me so. I continue to have more and more confidence. Oh, let's. Hey, Lisa. Nope, she's leaving. Sorry, I don't normally get up from this, but I'm feeling loosey-goosey today. Anyone else want to share any gratitude on this beautiful Saturday? Saturday, February 15th, day after Valentine's Day. Maybe I will take out this picture. Although I kind of like the way this looks with just one half the broadcast being me and the other half being anything else. There we go. We'll put this up. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. In fact, I will change this to something else. Replace that. Not the heart. Replace it with good morning, Gerbot. Or as you say, did the morning. I think we're going to start saying that. That's the new hip way to check in. Unless you mean Diddy morning, and I don't think you do because that's self-incriminating. So I wanted to just give a moment to talk about Tom Robbins. Tom Robbins passed away last week, or this week, I guess. And I didn't really give myself a chance to think about it because there were so many deaths close to me that I was really in the middle of and really grieving in that process. But Tom Robbins is my favorite author. In the last few years, I have reread Fierce Invalids Home from Hot Climates a number of times. I'm rereading it right now. There is something about his dialogue and his wordplay and his lyrical words, and then his characters are so, like, through his characters, he expresses philosophical ideas that I feel so aligned with. You know, he has profound gratitude for being alive and has a deep recognition of the silliness of everything and reverence for the human experience. And so he's so funny and so like, he's sincere but not serious. You know, he really embodies so much of the philosophical ideas that resonate with me. And then his command of language is unsurpassed. I mean, I there's nobody who can throw together a description in a way that kind of like knocks me, where I'm like, oh my God, that was genius. The metaphor he just threw in this long list of things, I was like, whoa. So that's why I enjoy rereading. And sometimes I'll like listen to a book on tape, and even if I kind of zone out for a while, I just keep listening, because wherever I am in the book, there's things that are just so easy to appreciate. So good. So good. So if you've never read Tom Robbins, I highly suggest giving a try. My favorite one to listen to is Fierce Invalids Home from Hot Climates. If you're a fan of his and you haven't read Tibetan Beach Pie, I really suggest doing so. It's his memoir, and you get a sense of why he is a special being. You know, he was a gifted writer as a very small, very young boy, and came from like nowheresville, and just his talent just drew him into all these incredible adventures. And and then he discovered psychedelics, and the way he describes his experience with having access to LSD in the early days of it being tested at academic universities, you know, is it's such a gift to have your favorite writer describing the indescribable experience of a psychedelic experiences. And I think he does so well. And he talks about how he was forever changed. You know, he was a hard drinker until he did acid, and then he stopped drinking. I don't know what kind of person he was, but I know that the art that he contributed to the world was incredible. And, years ago, I'm grateful that in Tibetan Peach Pie, he publishes a P.O. box, and he says, send me a letter, I'll write you back. And everybody I know that did send him something got a response, and I got a response. So I sent him a pretty long letter with pictures, and I said, I'm not sure if you've been to Burning Man, but I'd like to be your liaison. I would like to invite you to camp with Pink Heart. This is what we do. Just so you know, you'd be a participant. You'd be asked to help give away the ice cream, to help all the stuff, because that's what makes it magic. And it's surrounded by people that are so down with your vibe. And then he wrote back, and have I ever read that loud? I'll just read you what he wrote, because it's so fucking awesome. He wrote, me. I can't believe. Imagine how many people he's writing responses to, and the people I know all got awesome letters, but his to me said, and it has like stamps on it, like cool art stamps. This was in 2019. He wrote me back, Dear Halcyon, if you haven't seen me at Man Who Burns, it's because I'm almost always dressed in my cloak of invisibility. Next year I'll wave, or maybe whisper, some coded message in your ear. It probably will not be standard English, but I'm convinced that you will recognize the words as mine. Meanwhile, please keep up the good work and do ... feel ridiculously fine. Tom Robbins. That's a response to a fan letter. What a fucking badass. Ugh. What a way to turn a fan into someone who feels like they're a low-level friend, I just was like, fucking bravo, Tom Robbins. Thank you for creating art that delighted so many people, including me. Yeah. So welcome if you're listening and you've got some gratitude to share. I would love to hear what you're grateful for. Good morning, Dawn. Dawn is sending hugs from snowy Utah. Happy Valentine's Day. And to you. I did have a happy Valentine's Day. I really had a spectacular Valentine's Day. And if you missed it, Lisa and I had art night, and I did this with Sharpie and watercolor. Unfortunately, after I painted her, we had to go to the emergency room and stitch her back up because, once I painted her part, she was, bleeding everywhere. I was like, this is probably a bad idea. No, I'm kidding. I looked at a picture of a heart on the internet. Anyone else want to share any gratitude? I'm feeling better today, illness-wise, but I'm a little stuffed up and snuffy. I'm grateful that this afternoon I've got a call with one of my coaching clients, and I have been finding those so rewarding lately. So really looking forward to dropping in with my client. And I think I'm going to stop by my parents today. I think I had some new T-shirts sent to their house, so I got to go pick that up and say hello to them. And I am grateful. I've had a throughout the last week, I've had a number of opportunities where friends have kind of asked me for feedback or advice, and I'm really feeling grateful that I feel really grounded and capable of sharing a perspective or steering somebody in the right way, or feeling like, regardless of what this person decides to do, I'm very clear on what I see to be the path of integrity and where they are. And that has been a really powerfully rewarding space to feel lately, that I I am fully in alignment, and I feel unrattleable, like I don't want to be tested, but if suddenly everyone here said, we're sick of your shit, man, we're not going to listen anymore. We're even going to just start yelling negative things at you. I'd be like, well, I'm really clear that I'm doing well. I'm leading the life I am proud of. So I like dealing with friendly people, and I like positive feedback, but I don't need it. Right. Gearbot is grateful for good friends. Yeah, me too. Maybe I'll put that on my list. I've got some time today actually, I already have a call scheduled with a good friend, and maybe I'll try to reach out to some more, because you are correct. Good friends is the sweetest thing. And syrup. Hug Monster would be very happy. We had pancakes for dinner last night to just make Valentine's Day about as perfect as it could be. So, I have broken my no treats rule. I was doing no treats since the beginning of the year. I had twice I broke it for special occasions, for like at a restaurant for a birthday, and someone brought a dessert to our house that they baked, and I had some of that. But since I've been feeling a little under the weather, I have been sloppy, and I've been eating whatever chocolate I can find in the house. So I confess. Anyone else want to share any gratitude that they've got going on? I'm grateful for the whatever my face is growing into. This hair and beard, I gotta say, I am so enjoying this new person that I see in the mirror. It totally feels like the way I feel lately, I haven't been feeling like pink-haired, flamboyant burner. I've been feeling like an older dude who's learned a few things and is less needs to jump on stage as soon as people say, who's got a story to tell? And more like, if you'd like to hear a story, I've got a story to tell. But I was in a Zoom call yesterday, and I was just really being aware of, like, I don't feel a need to speak. I ended up sharing something briefly just because there was a long silence, and I felt like it would be helpful to just keep the momentum going in the call. But often I have to remind myself when I'm in group speaking situations or men's groups, I'd be like, hey, don't talk more than, if there's 10 people, know that you got 1/10 of the time, and don't take up more space than that, because I can easily get on a roll. And I had this beautiful experience yesterday where I felt like I've said I've shared what I need to share about this, and I don't need to demand the attention like a guy with pink hair sometimes does. Although, to be fair, like, I think with my earrings and a fro, I'm not exactly like blending into the woodwork, but I like the way I'm enjoying the avatar. In fact, I'm so digging it that, like, I ordered these cool shoes, these rad white boots. The brand is called Virilis. And I ordered a few different versions of it, and this was the one that really fit and I liked the best. So I kept that one, and I returned 2 pairs because they had this, like, hey, free returns for exchange. And I'm like, great. You've got other products. Like, there's a jacket that I would like. So I returned them. And that was like over a month ago. And I've now emailed them twice, like, hey, have you got my return? And like, oh, we're so backlogged. We have just a few of us here, so give us a break. And I'm like, I was going to buy a jacket. It's going to be too warm for jackets soon. And so I'm going to write them again today, and I'm going to send them photos of me modeling their boots looking cool. Like actually in the picture that's on right now, I'm wearing their boots, and I'm like, look, I don't mean to be a cocky bastard, but you want me to have your clothes. I will make you look good. Come on. Look at this guy, this dude. He would look great in your jacket. I've already paid for it. Come on. Yeah, you know what? I love these boots. They're like Docs, but they've got the zipper side. So, side zipper boots I will never go back. All right. Any other last gratitudes? I appreciate everyone's being a good sport with my silliness this morning. And I hope everybody has a relaxing and love-filled and inspiring day, whatever it is that you need. If it's some self-care, if it's a chance to say hello to someone, maybe just in this moment say, is there one or two little texts that I could send and just say thinking about you to somebody today? I really am a believer in the effort that it requires, the additional effort that it requires in your day to change your self-identity to feeling like, I am a connecting, kind person is so small. I mean, you can dedicate your life, and but you could also spend 2 minutes each day, and it just adjusts the self-identity enough that it makes you feel better about yourself. And then without meaning to, you just act differently in the world. So I know you know that, and I say it every morning or versions of it to remind myself. So with that, wherever you are, let's give ourselves a big old squeeze. Awesome, Garbot. I love hearing that. All right. So let's give ourselves a squeeze, appreciating our body, appreciating the gift of being conscious and mobile and filled with so many sensation receptors to enjoy the experience of being alive in this world. Let's try to remember to not sweat the small stuff. Try to celebrate the many, many, many things going right, and to be grateful for the connections we have in this world. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you Love Ambassadors, thanks for being here. I love you. Oh, and I forgot to say, these are the flowers that Lisa got me. Lisa bought me flowers. Yeah. Oh, and if I showed you that mug that I had yesterday that had the Lovebird Landing logo on it, I bought an orchid that fit right in there, and so I gifted her the mug with an orchid in it. So nailed it. Enjoy the Saturday. Love you guys. Love you. And let me know how the text goes, or